Situated at the foot of the Sierra Nevada mountains, Granada is one of Spain's key tourism spots, and it is also home to the Cycle Research Centre. Here, cyclists are analysed, allowing them to make key adjustments. One area of focus is measuring the transfer of effort to power. But some cyclists have attempted to do that the easy way. Mechanical doping is a new form of fraud, where cyclists use hidden motors or other mechanical devices in order to get ahead.
Now the technology is quite good. It's a real thing that you could put a battery on your bike and maybe get a gain of 100 or maybe 500 watts in a few minutes or less watts in more time. But it could be a crucial help to be the first, or maybe not being in the top 10 or in the first position, of course.
Concern over mechanical doping has grown in recent years. In January, a 19-year-old Belgian was caught with an electric motor hidden in her bike at the Cyclocross World Championships. Cycling's governing body, the UCI, has taken the threat of mechanical doping seriously, having carried out almost 4,000 tests during the Tour de France. But the UCI say they will continue with this process for big events such as Spain's La Vuelta. Martin Bustos hopes to become the latest Spaniard to join cycling's professional ranks. He can't understand how any cyclist would want to take this shortcut.
I believe that they cheat. They make the most of a mechanism that manipulates the race results. It's not fair on the cyclists who train daily on the road and work hard to improve their time and stamina. It's just not right. It's shocking.
Inspectors at the Tour de France use thermal imaging during the race to detect possible heat spots on bikes that could have been caused by a hidden motor. The increase in rigorous testing should act as a significant deterrent, but organisers are being urged to keep safeguards in place.
Yeah, I think it's really important that the UCI and the institutions are controlling this kind of situations, because cheaters are always looking for any kind of advantage. So even if it's controlled right now, they need to guarantee a clean competition and the fair play, of course.
The cycling focus now is on Rio and the Olympic Games. The sport has struggled with doping controversies for decades. It simply cannot afford further damage to its reputation. Dan Williams, CCTV, Granada, Spain.
Right now, to discuss more on the run-up to the Olympic Games, I'm joined here in studio by CCTV's Celestine Caronet. Of course, she and our team will be live in Rio during the duration of the Games to bring us the latest from the seaside city of Rio de Janeiro. Celestine, of course, it appears that the doping cloud, as mentioned in Dan's story there, has overshadowed the Games. Is it a sad state of affairs going into the biggest sporting showpiece?
Exactly. It is sad, as you say, that this story is coming out at this moment of the Olympics. But I think what needs to be said first is that doping is a global problem in sport. And the fact that this is an Olympic Games, it looks to many people that it is bigger here, but it's really not bigger than any other sport, only because these are 28 sports all coming together. Right. So you see, cycling has a problem, athletics, track and field, or rather, have a problem, swimming, wrestling, gymnastics, every sport is touched by this scourge of doping. The saddest thing, though, is that in the run-up to the Olympic Games, we saw a lot of exposés done by journalists, even WADA did so many reports that said that certain countries were actually propagating the vice. Right. And that is why we are seeing Russia in the predicament that it is in at the moment. But will it overshadow the Games? I don't think so. Personally, I think once the Olympics kick off, all focus will be on the pitch, on the pool, on the road, on the different fields that the competition will be going on. So I think for me it is about managing the situation, and already the lab that will be doing the anti-doping control in Rio has said they will have maximum security, because what they don't want is what they're calling cheating through infiltration by outsiders. Right. They don't want any situation where they will say, Mahia is an athlete, my hair didn't give the correct sample, or somebody came and switched the samples. So they want to show that they have integrity. The IOC has put in place CAS. CAS have a division now for anti-doping. In the past, when you were found positive, Maya, for example, if you're an athlete at the Olympics and you test positive, you would first go in front of an IOC hearing. Now, CAS are the ones doing that. CAS have been delegated that so that they could fast-track these cases of doping. So in my opinion, I think it looks bigger because of the grandeur of the sporting showpiece, but I think well managed. I don't think it can overshadow the games. I think we can look forward to quite some good action on the pitch, on the field, and any other surface that is.
Indeed, and plenty of action. You will be there in Rio, front center. What can we expect, those of us who will be watching the Olympic Games? What do we need to look out for?
I think, yes, CCTV Africa will be there, but of course we will all be there as CCTV News. The CCTV News family is represented in Rio, bringing day-to-day highlights, updates, around-the-clock, 24-hour updates of what is happening at the Rio Olympic Games. Maher, these are very interesting games because this is the first in South America, the first in the Southern Hemisphere since 2000 in Sydney. So there's a lot of interest on how the first South American Games will be.
Right.
We are looking at the first refugee Olympic team at the Olympic Games, and so that is going to be also very interesting. Remember, this refugee team to me represents the spirit of Olympism, which many people keep saying that is being lost with the over-commercialization of sport. And so I think it will be very interesting to see how can they perform against the big names. You know, you're looking at somebody, one of the South Sudanese refugees going up against the likes of David Rudisha in the 800 meters. And so I think also we can look forward to a lot of off-the-pitch action. We always talk about the Olympics in terms of gold medals and what is happening.
Podium,
yes,
basically.
the podium, basically. But I think beyond that, there are a lot of tourists who are going to, you know, to Brazil just to check out what the Olympics mean to them. And so I think there's so much our audiences, both in Africa, around the world, can look forward to as far as the Olympic goes. And the team will be giving round-the-clock updates.
Well, unfortunately, we have to leave it there, Celestine. Thank you very much for joining us. Very jealous for you as you travel to Rio de Janeiro.
They have Zika.
Well, and the top sports are from across the world. Celestine Carone joining us live in studio as we prepare, of course, 6 days to go to the Rio Olympic Games.